Hey, IDS 410. This will be the first module 2 video. I might do 2 of them. I don't know. I'd like to keep you all up to speed on expectations, context, things that I left you replies with mostly in the discussion board. I've spoken with some of you already. That's fabulous. Others who might not be comfortable yet with where they're going might want to get a hold of me and set up a call. So it's good to get off the ground because this module 2 is the last chance you'll get to change your topic, solidify it, and I'm trying to be really specific into what's expected here. Okay, we're not doing big picture idealist notions of something that might be systemic, something that might be international, something that might be just too big to handle, right? We're bringing it way down. We're not doing an analysis. We're not doing a self-enriching exercise. We are doing as close to research as I could expect in this, and that means we're going to contribute to society, contribute in some way to the field of knowledge in the area of which you're studying. So that's going to be an important factor. Let's check my notes. Okay, so the way I generally say, articulate the specific problem. You're going to be articulating the problem is really important because once you can do that, you're really, you're narrowing it down. You're putting the parameters on it. So feel free to really do well with that. Then number 2, compile research, analyze on why it is a problem. Because if it's a problem, there should be a reason why it's a problem. What's it doing? What's it doing? Is there 2 sides to it? Is it benefiting some and neglecting others, hurting others? What has been tried before to solve it, to mitigate it, to change it? And has that worked? Has it been successful or unsuccessful? And why? These are things you're going to be getting into as you go step by step through the course, right? Your topic, your problem, looking at it from an academic historical aspect and seeing what's been done before, what's been tried. And then finally develop a solution or mitigation, of course. I keep saying solution. Yes, we like to solve things. But if we can mitigate some of it, that's how you're planting seeds, right? I need trees. Okay. Either get some trees and plant them in, or you could plant seeds. That's more of a mitigation. When you develop that solution strategy, you got to get all the details, logistics, all the bells and whistles. As I might have said in one of the videos, I had a student, she really did fabulous. She actually priced out red Solo cups, because her gathering was going to be this and that. And she was really specific. So I'm allowing wiggle room here, but I'm not going to, accept real general things, general government grants, awareness. I'm sorry, that anybody can do that. We do that sitting on our butts. This is about taking that next step, okay? We all have bias. We all do. It's expected. We all have bias, okay? It's great. Sometimes it's not great, but okay. Bias as an academic and a researcher, you understand your bias. You can acknowledge your bias, but you don't lean on your bias in your papers, your research. You stay open-minded, right? So in conjunction with that, it's not an opinion piece, right? This paper is not trying to convince somebody of something. It's laying out a problem. It's determining the history of that, what's been tried. It's looking at possible solutions that you can do. Not that you can sit here and type up and tell somebody else to do it. You do it. You do it. No, this is on us now, okay? I want us to take responsibility, all right? And I could name you a half a dozen times when I feel I've done that in my professional career, personal life, what have you. And so I don't come at this, not as do as I say, not as I do. It's not easy to get over that hump, but I think you can do it. Once you do it, you find out that you're a player. So yeah, you should not be telling people what to do, okay? You need to do this, you need to do that. No, you actually should be telling yourself what you're doing, right? Through this plan, okay? Once you get into the research and start looking things up, I want you to be really careful. You might not have had this in other classes, and I don't know why, frankly, but using primary sources, doing library searches, the Sheridan Library, isn't that what it's called? Sheridan, right? I always mix up the library that we have. And doing the search on your topic, different search, you guys are good at searching, different search terms, and then you put in, you want to have all the, there's a filter. You can do all online text, everything's online, and you want to do primary resources. And if you do that, you'll trim it down to things that are really acceptable. You should not be using newspapers, magazines, websites. You know what .com stands for? Commercial. What's commercial? Revenue. What's revenue? Bias. Selling something. Be careful. When you use a .org, what is that? It's an organization. They have a bias. It's a little better as long as they can help that. Similarly, blog posts, please don't avoid those, okay? Like Substack or things like that. Don't go there. If you can use primary research from the library, you're going to be fine, okay? And I'll get into later, if you want to know the specifics of how I used to do that for research, how I used to vet things and cull the field and then narrow it down and then use quotations and how we do it, not to mention formatting. The quick read on formatting your papers, all of them, is going to be Word docs only, okay? So it's only Word, no pages, no PDFs, just Word, all right? Times New Roman 12-point font is greatly appreciated, and double line spacing is as well. Please use paragraph indents. I get triggered when I see a whole paper in one paragraph. Please don't do that. And I hope you would get triggered as well, because it's just not a good read. Use subheadings anytime you want. Bold little subheadings in there. I get to see where you're going. Make sure the reader knows where you're going. It happens to be that I'm the reader this time, okay? So that's important, right? So using academic sources, academic writing. Again, it's third person. We're going to stay away from I, me, and my, okay? We don't want to get first person in this thing, okay? Definitely want to tell people what you should do. So we're going to be really academic writing, which is third person. Okay, you got this. We do use Turnitin scores. If I see anything questionable, I'll let you know. I don't accept late discussion posts, the initial one or the replies. If you're late on your discussion post, you will not get points for it. And that's Southern New Hampshire policy. It's up to the instructor, and I'm pretty strict with that, unless someone, and same with Southern New Hampshire, unless there's extenuating circumstances. Discussion boards are supposed to be interaction, right? And if you don't show up to it, you can't get any points, okay? Starting next week, by the way, I'm starting tomorrow, I think I'll try to do this. It's Sunday, by the way, here. So tomorrow, Monday, I'll try to put you in groups. There's going to be a few discussion boards. You're in a group. I'm going to try to put the group maybe at 5 people. And see how that goes. We've done that in the past. All right. It's called a peer workshop. It says 3 to 4, but I go 4 to 5 because not everybody's always participating. You guys look really good. Okay. I've seen a lot of good participation so far, which, by the way, I really enjoyed your discussion boards, your introductions, some fascinating backgrounds, hobbies. The diversity in the group is astounding. I really enjoy that. Frankly, it's great. You guys will keep me in line. I think I love to learn things doing these classes. Remember that a 3-credit university course, especially a 400 level, requires at least 120 hours of work to be successful, expected. So it doesn't matter how many hours, how many weeks are in the course, right? So if it's a 4-week course, you'd be supposedly putting in 30 hours a week, right? It's an 8-week course, you should be putting 15 hours a week in this to be successful. Now, yes, there's exceptions to the rule, and certain weeks aren't as busy as other weeks. But I just want you to know that this isn't something you just start throwing stuff in and expect to get your A or B, okay? Because you'd be lucky to get a C, all right? I'm not the toughest grader. In fact, I'm pretty dang good, I think. But I do understand the effort that's being put in to try to successfully navigate the course material and the curriculum. Speaking of curriculum, please read it, please go through it, please view the material, right? So again, I'll emphasize before I go here to get a hold of me if you need to. I know the students I've talked to already, I think we've had some great conversations. I think they really appreciated the time we had together, that we could really brainstorm and get them on the direction. Makes you feel a lot better that you know where you're going, right? So right before I hit the 10-minute mark, I'm going to say thanks again. I hope you're having a great weekend. I'm on a clear liquid diet of broth because of an ER yesterday. But hey, that's all another story. All right, have a good one. See ya.